Two-time Hall of Fame inductees, Brent Godarzi and Marty Young. Back-to-back #1 trucking firm in the nation. Back-to-back best attorney and best law firm in East Texas.
Hello, Buckeye Nation. Jeff Rash here, ready for the Coaches Show. I'm joined today by, of course, our athletic director and head football coach, Mr. Alan Metzel. Congratulations on another win, Coach.
Thank you, sir.
You're on a streak.
We like those.
We're on a streak.
Yes.
Pittsburgh Pirates came to the house on Friday night, and the Buckeyes were prepared. And so the Buckeyes defeated them 64-6, I think, was the final score.
Yes, sir.
As I recall, and of course, a lot of clock running in the second half and a lot of substitutions in the second half. But Pittsburgh obviously in a rebuilding period in their program, and the Buckeyes, luckily for us, peaking at our program. And I really feel like that's the right word to use. Do you agree with me?
Absolutely. We talked all through the first of the year when we were slugging through some of those tough contests that we recognized we had some things we had to improve on. And we got to work on it. We had guys that have really worked on their craft. We had to move some guys around a little bit, maybe to find the best spot for them. And I think we've kind of got that turned and where it needs to be. We've seen an improvement both offensively and defensively. Our special teams has made plays over the last several weeks. We feel like we're at a place where it's time to go into the next phase, the next level of play. And we'll find out this Friday against Center.
You've been playing two quarterbacks the last couple of games. Tell me, what's going on there?
Well, obviously Caden got hurt and
Right.
Jaden stepped in. Well, Jaden just did phenomenal. And, he's a senior, he's a captain and so forth. It really is, this has nothing to do with Caden's play. Caden's still playing well. But at the same time, Jaden's earned some time to play. And, when you have two guys that are playing really well, you can play two guys that are playing really well.
Well, not only that, you've got, it opens you up for using
Caden more on defense.
like we talked about.
Yes, he's very versatile. And so we're able to use some of his versatility.
Caden, to me, and correct me if you think I'm wrong, but Caden was always, especially coming up, through 8th grade, 9th grade, JV. He was a physical.
He's very violent.
He is. And people don't realize because he plays quarterback, so he doesn't get to express that physical side that he has because he's a quarterback. We don't want him getting hurt, so we don't let him do the things that he is capable of doing. Correct. But you turn him loose on defense, and he gets to
absolutely.
He gets
to unleash some of that a little bit, and I think it's going to end up paying off at quarterback too because it lets some of that of just who he is out.
Yeah.
And he gets to just kind of be a little more
kind of
fluid.
unwind a little bit. Yeah.
So anyway, they're both handling it great. And, it's a good problem to have when you have two guys playing really well.
Yeah, you do. And, of course, the receiving core, one of the best I think we've ever had, here.
So good.
That's saying something because we've had some great receivers that have gone on to play college and even above over the years. And running backs, I mean, people, ask all through the season, hey, what's up with the Buckeyes? Like, don't count these guys out, man. I'm telling you. And I feel good about where we are and they're peaking at the right time. We've got some deadly backs, deadly receivers, and now two quarterbacks that are really throwing the ball well.
They are.
They're putting it on the money.
Right. You'll see some of the highlights. I mean, they're extremely high efficiency throws on difficult plays, not just throwing a screen, but throwing the ball down the field.
Yeah, well, my feeling about that, every pass should be a deep post, because we've got the athletes just go get them, right? And I point this out there to our Buckeye fans that listen every week that you never listen to anything I suggest. So
okay. We tend to throw it deep pretty regularly, so we're okay. And I do run wheel outside, so there you go.
There you go. Yeah, thanks. It has nothing to do with me, though, I promise.
There you go.
So 22 years doing this, they still don't listen. It's just like I'm not even here. And you shouldn't either because I don't have a clue what I'm doing. I'm making this up as we go. So we're going to look at some highlights now from the game, then we'll talk a little bit about what's coming up this next week. So a lot of good highlights you could have picked. You picked 12.
I picked 12 and probably had about 20 that I could have gone
easily,
from.
easily. So this first one's a score for Tarek Tate. on a screen pass from Caden Tennyson.
This is the first drive of the game. Tarek's already made a tremendous catch. If you remember on the third down, first right out of the box, makes a great catch. So we end up 3rd and 2 here, just inside the 30, and we give him the opportunity to get the ball out in space. There he is. I've got him circled for you on the side, and then our linemen just do a tremendous job of getting out here and creating these blocking lanes that he can get up inside of, and you'll see him go outside the hash. Jerem turns back inside and clips off a guy who's about to get him and walks in for a touchdown. So,
yeah, did you see that setup? I mean, that was awesome.
That was pretty.
The line,
That
everybody
was pretty.
got their guy.
Yes,
You know?
yes. It's just like when you draw it up in on the whiteboard, right there. You know?
Yeah.
And then
Look at them in position.
Exactly.
Each one got their head up, going for their guy.
And they each clip, knock a guy out. There's Jerem to seal it on the inside.
And then, of course,
And
the
you get a
speed of the
touchdown.
running back
Yes.
through the gap. Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect timing, just like
Yes.
you draw it up.
Absolutely.
This next one is also Tate, 55-yard catch, also from Tennyson.
I'm going to put it on the wide here. You can see him out at the top with Tarek's speed. You just got to get him in the right spot and get a safety down in the box just a little bit. And so Caden just throws a dime. I mean, and he threw it a long way.
He did. Look at this
He
ball
put
here
that
out.
thing up, and then Tarek goes up, high points the ball, and now we're down inside the 10 in a play. And that makes play calling way easier, when you have people that can go do that.
Yeah, a lot of fun. A lot of fun, and very exciting for fans, obviously.
Exactly.
This next one is a sack from Drew Davis.
So we went in and scored, but it was kind of a short run, so I saved it for some of the bigger plays, our highlights. So we scored. This right here is Drew Davis. He's playing on our outside. He's playing his last year here, and so he got the start the other night. We'll watch him come underneath the tackle. We're bringing a blitz off the outside. Well, the tackle pass sets to the outside rusher, which lets Drew have a free rein to the quarterback and takes him down to start us off on defense with a big negative play.
Well, he comes firing off of that line, too. You watch him. He is coming hard.
He took off. He hit that gap and then just was all over the quarterback.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, it was a great
Nicely
play.
done.
You bet.
This next one is a TD catch, Brennan Webb, also this time from Jaden.
Yes. So we've got Jaden in at quarterback, and we run kind of a slant pattern. I'm going to go to the wide angle where you can see him. He's the inside receiver, and he just beats the guy. It's one-on-one. He just beats him to the end zone, and Jaden puts a great ball on him right there and catches the ball and walks in the end zone. So great job finishing the drive.
Well thrown.
It was.
Yeah, I tell you, Jaden he's very accurate.
He is.
I mean, he can put the ball where it needs to be.
Yeah.
And
Doing a
if
good
you've
job.
never done that, if you've ever tried to, if you've never tried to throw a ball with all this, you got guys rushing you, you got this wall in front of you of guys that are bigger than you.
Right.
So visibility is limited.
Right. Everybody's
You know
moving.
about where they're supposed to be,
Right.
but you've got to lead them. It's like shooting
After
ski.
catching the snap.
Yeah, and dropping back, keeping your feet.
They have no idea. They have no idea what it is.
It's crazy.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's unbelievable.
Yes.
But it's the fact that they ever get a ball off and make a catch is just astounding.
No doubt.
So this next one is Butler, and who has just been playing
Trill.
lights out. Man,
He's come on.
this guy can
He's
tackle.
just a playmaker.
He is a
Yeah.
tackler now, and he gets a strip sack, and then Jeremiah Noble picks it up.
That's exactly right. So we've got guys coming. Both guys are coming from either side. Trill from this side, Jeremiah from the top side, and Trill gets there first, strips the ball, and then here's G getting on the ball and getting us. Now we've got another turnover inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah.
So that's when you can start putting up a lot of points. Is when you're creating turnovers and getting a short field.
Yeah.
And that's what our defense did for us the other night.
Yeah, they did it well. So we talk about obviously, with our running back sets. I mean, because you've got the fastest guy in North America, basically.
It's pretty crazy.
It is, but the backup to him
Right.
is a backup in no other school.
I agree.
I mean, no other school, because
Dervay
is
has
a
come
hard
on.
runner.
He
can
he's
run the
fast,
ball.
He's strong.
He runs hard.
He understands blocking schemes and where to hit
Yep.
it. He's
a running back.
He is. And
he's a real deal.
Joy to coach. He has a smile on his face every single day, works his tail off, never complains. I mean, it's impressive.
Yeah, good. And don't you just love when kids like that?
Yes, you're rooting for him.
Yeah, oh yeah.
The whole team is.
Here's a touchdown. He's had a lot of them.
He gets one at least
he's racking
every
them
week.
up. Yeah,
I know. It's stacking them up here. So
he thinks he's Earl Campbell. He'll run over people.
He does. He gets his shoulders over and just goes right through people. Well, here he is. He just hits it and
turns on the jet.
I showed it from the way the fans look at it right there, but it's even better to look at it here from the end zone, as you see how the line just walls him off. Here we go, and then look at the hole, and then he sticks his foot and he's gone. Just right down that line. That's the you
see the middle linebacker too went with
Bell.
Yeah, he
was watching him. He's following him because he thinks he's taking him to the play, and then he cuts it right back behind him. You always make the statement to running backs, the fastest way to get somewhere is in a straight line. Well, he ran about as much of a straight line as you can run.
Right down the gut.
There.
Look at him.
That was impressive.
That's an offensive line.
Nicely done.
Yeah, it's nicely done.
Yeah, you can't get used to having holes like that.
And I was so glad to see Aaron Bell. You let him get the touchdown. He deserved it. Mm-hmm. And I was driving back from Dallas. My plane was late, so I was watching the game on my phone. And, I had it on my dash. I know you're not supposed to. And I was listening mostly.
There you go.
But when Bell got it and made this run, you're fixing to show.
Well, this one's actually his bone-rattling tackle, I think.
Oh, this is the tackle. The tackle. The run's coming up, yeah.
Well, I had to
I'll
put
save
this
that
one
for in a
in.
minute. But yeah, let's watch the tackle.
They're going for two. They score, and they're going for two. And our guys do a great job of stringing the play out. And you'll watch them. So you've got all these guys that string it out. But then here's Bell. And he's going to just about shatter this guy's pads right here. I'm going to just let it play full speed. Bam!
Oh,
I mean, just
now keep in mind this guy's 6'1", 250. Yeah. So he is
solid muscle. That was painful.
Yeah, he is a big guy, and he'll flat put it on you.
Yeah.
This is this the same one?
I'm gonna go to the next one.
Okay. So this is a long run here by Will.
There you go. So Will, it's just a matter of time. You give him a crease, and he takes it the distance. So here he is. He's just so fast. I mean, look at the angle this guy has on him.
Oh, he should have had him easy.
He just blows right by him. The guy just doesn't even have a chance. So
yeah,
awesome job. You could just watch runs like that from him.
Well, that's what happens when you do a 10-2.
Yeah.
Not many people have been on a field with 10-2.
No.
The angle that you take to catch a normal running back and then to try to catch a 10-2. I mean, a normal running back, a good running back's going to run 11. Flat maybe 11-1 even,
right?
Or that's a normal, maybe a 10-9, a good tailback,
right?
When you're running against a 10-2, you just don't realize the difference between.
The closest I've been is drinking a 10, 2, and 4 Dr. Pepper on the field. That was about the closest I can.
So this next one, Jamar Byrd, touchdown catch from Tennyson.
This one is we're going to try and hit the middle of the field and get Jamar in there. You'll see the linebacker down here closest to Jamar, which he's the receiver closest to us on the screen. He smacks him right there, and I didn't think the play was going to work. And Jamar got off of him. Caden does a great job of just hanging in there and then throwing a beautiful throw. I'm going to show it from the end zone here. I mean, this is as pretty a pass as you could have thrown. The tight spiral and right over the defense. So watch him here. He's going to look off the safety to the left side, and then he'll hit Jamar right on the hash that he's standing on. So he looks off, and then right over the linebacker.
Yeah, you see him waiting.
Right in his lap.
Perfect.
I mean, you couldn't hand it to him better than that.
No,
that was
nice.
beautiful.
That was really nice.
It really was.
So now it's time for the Bell run.
There you go.
I'm so glad you let him get the score.
Yeah.
I think it took three shots.
It took a couple of runs, but
what a nice run. And this is a great kid too.
Yeah.
And fun to watch. And he can catch.
Yes.
He can run the ball.
All right.
And he can tackle.
Right.
I mean, he's a football
very
player.
Versatile. He's got those thighs that look like Earl Campbell. So I sent him some Earl Campbell highlights after this run so that he would know who that was. But here we go. We run counter play with Aaron, and I mean, I wouldn't want to be the guys trying to tackle him here. He just starts ripping through people. And over and around.
And he ain't slow either.
No,
The guy can run.
He's very agile. So
Yeah,
great job by him.
He's a good kid, and ended up getting the touchdown
He got the
before
touchdown.
it was all over.
Exactly.
Yeah. You got to let them do that when they get
Exactly.
the long run,
Get the payoff.
and you're in this game situation. You just got to let them have it, right?
Got it.
You did it with Will Gross last game, and took 3 tries, but let the guys get in there. It was senior night too, by the way.
That's right.
So this next one is a black flag, basically sack. Braden Pate, I think, first guy there maybe. Fumbles, and then Tyler Hagler picks it up.
You got it. So they're kind of, this is in the second half, and or actually it's right before the end of the half, and they're trying to do some hurry up stuff, and they kind of struggle with the snap, and Braden just shoots through his gap to go get after the quarterback. So he officially gets the sack, but the ball's still out there, and there's Tyler scoops it up and has a fumble recovery return of 2 yards.
Yeah, I tell you what, we've talked about this a couple times. Braden Pate really come on.
He has.
And
in a
watched
lot of ways.
him this year, just from the first game to where we are today.
Right.
He's come on defensively.
Correct.
And his kicking game is ridiculous.
Outstanding.
I mean, just ridiculous.
Yes, it is.
Where his ball placement, this little,
onside
backspin stuff he does,
Uh-huh.
and
He's talented.
He can kick the ball. He may go somewhere and kick.
He could.
I don't know if anybody's looking at him, but if they're not, they should be.
I agree.
Guy can kick the ball.
He is talented.
Good one. All right, so this last one we're going to look at is Brandon Webb, touchdown from Tennyson, who was back in the game.
This is an RPO, and so Caden could hand the ball. He could throw it outside to Brandon. The outside backer starts getting tighter to the box, and as a result, Caden knows he's going to flip it outside, and so out he goes to Brendan, who's the slot. There he is right there, and then I think it's G out there did a great job blocking and Brendan gets in the end zone.
I tell you, Webb has come on too.
He has.
He is ever since the Kilgore game.
Right.
He really had to perform when Tarek was out.
Right.
He stepped up and did a good job. So congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Second in district, right behind
PG.
And so that means PG has to play Carthage first, and then we'll get the winner of that too if we make
round
it.
3.
Right.
Yeah,
they'll play in round 3.
This coming week.
Yeah, we'll start. We got a game this Friday, 7 o'clock in Hallsville. 7 a.m. It's usually 7:30. This is an earlier start, so note that. 7 o'clock in Hallsville against Center. And what can we expect from Center Rough Riders?
Very explosive offense. They've got a quarterback who's really tall, probably 6'2", 3.
He can sling it around the yard.
He can sling it. He can run. He's one of those guys that he'll get back there and look and roll out and look and roll across and then throw it 50, 60 yards in the air. I mean, he can really sling it. They've got a receiver that's probably about 6'4", 6'5", who can run. They have some other receivers who aren't bad. They've got a running back who is a dude. He's a dude. And so you have him as a threat. You have the running back as a threat. They're linemen. They're not real tall. They're massive, though. I mean, they're big guys. Yeah, they'll lean on you a little bit. So offensively, they've done a great job scoring. Defensively, I would say their middle linebacker kind of leads their team in tackles, number 21. He's tough, plays really hard. And then, with all those skill guys they have, their secondary is skilled because the quarterback actually plays corner. So he starts over there. So they're athletic. We understand for a first-round game, this is a much tougher opponent than a lot of years we've played.
Yeah.
A lot of years you end up the first round or two.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're just not even that challenging.
No.
That's not the case this year.
Yeah, so right off the bat. Yeah, well, that's just the theme of this whole season.
It has been, yeah.
It's been the thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
The
these last
level of
3 games,
competition.
maybe not so much, but
Right.
but other than that, the first 5, oh my gosh, and
Yes.
then rolling right into Center right off the bat because this is a good team,
No doubt.
So Buckeyes are going to have to bring it first right out of the box.
John Huffstetler used to be our linebacker coach, is their defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, a little familiarity there. Yeah. So, I know you got some things planned. We won't talk about what those are. I know you got some things up your sleeve and ready for them. And the Buckeyes are going to need a good fan base to travel. Hallsville's not that far, 30 minutes away. And we need a lot of Buckeye fans there. Bring some noisemakers. It is officially the playoffs. And so, every game counts. First time you lose, you're out. So let's try to take this thing all the way.
Absolutely.
Don't know who we're going to see because we do feel confident that Pleasant Grove and and Carthage will probably face each other in round 3. So we're going to get one of those 2 teams. I feel good about our odds playing either one of them again. I think the Buckeyes are peaking, and I like what you've done defensively and the adjustments, and the kids are coming on.
They are.
I know their kids are coming on too. They're,
Sure.
everybody gets better as the year progresses. So it's going to be a good matchup.
Exactly.
If we can get there.
Right. We got
gotta
to take
get
care
there.
of this Friday.
Yeah.
And then we'll look at the next week.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Well,
all
good
right.
luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Congratulations on a
Appreciate
great
you.
season.
Thank you.
And we look forward to seeing all of you guys supporting the Buckeyes all the way through the playoffs. Okay, let's try to play till Christmas this year.
I'd love it.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you Friday night. Unfortunately, Buckeyes, most of you know that we've had a tragedy strike our community that's affected some of our players and other kids, other students in the school district. Several have been affected by this unfortunate tragedy. And Coach, why don't you give us a little information about what we as a community can do to support these young people?
Well, right now, we've suffered loss, and when one of our own suffers a loss, we all suffer a loss. And I think it's these kind of times that all the stuff that we talk about how everything we do, we work unto the Lord, and those kind of things. It's where the rubber has to hit the road. It's where you recognize that, it really is about something way bigger. It's about creating family. It's about creating family in this locker room, in this field house. It's about creating family in this school system and in our community. And one thing that to me is amazing about our community is how they rally around people in times of difficulty.
Yeah.
And I'd like to just pray right now if we can and lift them up. So, Father, I just want to lift up the families that have suffered loss this week. Lord, we feel heartbroken, and many times we're not sure what to say or how to go about ministering to other people. And sometimes just being quiet and praying is the best way. Sometimes it's just telling somebody you love them, or shooting them a note, or putting your arm around them. Father, I ask that you direct us and that you show us how to be a family all the way across this community, and to be able to lift these individuals up. We thank you that you show us how to do that. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.